Be feeling the effects of those efforts. Pirazzi too is towards the back of the break. Meanwhile, all looks very cool, calm and collected for the top three men on general classification: Vincenzo Nibali, Cadel Evans and Rigoberto Urán. Looking unconcerned as the break whittles down the advantage. Sorry, the bunch whittles down the advantage of the break. Three out front. Riders calling the obstacles in front by way of warning for their colleagues, and many of whom choose the other option on the other side of that roundabout. So, contrast in physique between Danny Pate of Sky Pro Cycling and Emanuele Stella of Androni Giocattoli Venezuela, riding in his wheel. Wilco Kelderman, third in the young rider competition, and another reason that the bunch would like to chase him down, although we haven't seen any activity from AG2R, who currently hold that jersey with Carlos Betancourt. 7 minutes.
As we see, a very slender lead over the rest of the group.
Riders coming through in ones and twos as they make their way through it. As you say, it's a very technical descent, Sean. Do you think that's playing into the advantage of the favourites group, that they might be able to hang out in front because of that?
Well, it's going to be advantage to the better descenders, of course, and Sammy Sanchez, as we can see here, a real good descender. We also see there just after the group of big favourites, we see Sant'Ambrogio coming over there just ahead of the cars, the commissaire's car. So he's lost a bit of ground, but not that too far off at the moment. We haven't got any information how far, but he's also going to have to try and chase, because in general classification he's going to really lose places.
Now, there's a replay of Mauro Sant'Ambrogio, fourth overall at the moment, and still with a fighting chance of getting back involved. He's pushing hard. Can he get back up to them?
And this is a dangerous descent, as we can see here. There's some water running across the road. Under the trees there is damp patches, and the way they're going down at the moment, you have to be careful. Sammy Sanchez really pushing on. Betancourt holding on very well, 3 or 4 bike lengths behind him, and we can see the group of main favourites also on the rivet on the way down this one.
Yeah, absolutely drilling it on those rare opportunities between these hairpins that they can get on the pedals. It's a technical descent, there's no doubt about that.
Yes, it looks like Scarponi just out in front and just pushing on. And of course, he has been pushing on the climb, the uphill section. He was pushing on a lot there, and he's the one to gain in general classification, because some of the other men are losing
well, look at
his ground.
Look at this. Vincenzo Nibali has left his teammate, he's left Scarponi, and now he's bridging across to Samuel Sanchez. If you think Samuel Sanchez is a good descender, look at Vincenzo Nibali, who instead of potentially losing time to his rivals, has seen an opportunity to perhaps grab some time. And lots of talk in the Italian media in recent days about the fact that Vincenzo Nibali hasn't taken a stage victory. They want the stage win, they want the overall race win, and they want a lot more besides. Far from unusual, of course, that the race would be won without winning a stage. Happened 12 months ago. Rider Haged Allen was no less worthy for that fact, but in Italy they want so much more, and he said, well, he's frustrated. And you wonder, really, is he thinking perhaps about trying to do something with a little bit of extra style, or does he just find it that easy to go down these hills that it was no difficulty at all for him to close the gap? Well, he's managed to make it across. And speaking of making it across, Oscar Gatto.
Sant'Ambrogio.
Sorry,
Oh, sorry, yes, Gatto it is. Sorry, it looked like very much Sant'Ambrogio, but yes, we can see here Nibali descending, so fast, and he's such a good descender. He can descend with comfort, but this is a real danger one. As you can see, it's wet, dry all the time, and you have to be real careful here. But also the other riders, Rigoberto Urán, we can see coming back also. So a lot of the other men able to follow here, and now we have a group of 6 riders out in front.
Oh, fabulous scene just a few moments ago, Samuel Sanchez. And you talk about wet, dry. Well, he just must have such a fantastic confidence in his bike handling ability. Just makes this adjustment and avoids a little bit of wet road underneath the sea, underneath the trees. And here comes Sanchez again. Draws out a few bike lengths on Carlos Betancourt. Rafael Majka at the back of the group there, just for Saxo Tinkoff. Very briefly, as Sant'Ambrogio chases, and the time gap between Sant'Ambrogio and the group up front is fully 2 minutes, and he's been left to do it all alone. And Sant'Ambrogio is not going to be helped by the other Sky riders, because he's a threat to the third position of Rigoberto Urán. And the attacks are coming thick and fast at the front of this favourites group, and we've had lots of racing like this today. It's been a cracking stage, I have to say. Sanchez now jumps Pellizotti. Niemiec goes for it. He's gone for a long one. Niemiec of Lampre Merida. There's 2 Polish riders in the top 8, but stage glory could well be first of the race for Poland, for Niemiec. Now Beñat Inchausti has gone in a big way. Tanel Kangert is in his wheel for the Astana team. Beñat Inchausti of the Movistar team is looking over his shoulder. Has he got enough legs? It looks as if he does. He's going to get to the line to take victory in stage 16 of the Giro d'Italia. It goes to Beñat Inchausti ahead of Tanel Kangert of the Astana team, and Niemiec of Lampre Merida as leading in the group behind is Garmin Sharps. Could it have been Navardauskas? Did he manage to hang on in there?
Yes, Navardauskas.
Ramunas Navardauskas, another fine performance for him, but no doubt about the man that got the stage win. That was Beñat Inchausti of the Movistar team. As the riders come in little groups, and I think I saw a sight of Domenico Pozzovivo, who also missed the GC group. His teammate, of course, Carlos Betancourt, is safely in there. Betancourt is moving up GC. Pozzovivo's gone south in terms of losing time in the last couple of days. Meanwhile, Mauro Sant'Ambrogio is still fighting towards the line, desperate to limit his losses on a day that turned out to be one of great glory for the Movistar team, as they take 2 wins in successive stages of the Giro d'Italia, following up Giovanni Visconti's wonderful success 2 days ago in the Galibier. Inchausti produces a wonderful victory. He's their leader on GC, and he's also matched his teammates' stage success. So Sant'Ambrogio has 1 rider to help him, and the clock ticks down, and it's not going to be the 3 minutes we saw with about 10 kilometers to go, but still it's a significant time lost.
As we see that the AG2R rider pushing on there, that looks Bonafon. Of course, we can see the other man who lost time from AG2R, Pozzovivo, losing quite a lot of time here, considering he's well up in general classification. And of course, the Vini Fantini rider, Sant'Ambrogio, going to lose over 2 minutes. I think Nibali finished about 10 seconds down. So as we can see here, it's going to be 2:10, 2:15 for him.
Well, the master ranks of the Sky Pro Cycling squad will pay tribute to the efforts of Mauro Sant'Ambrogio to limit his losses, but he's lost 2 minutes and 23 seconds to the race leader today. And what was there, about